Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to FMUF.
Murph.
FMUF. We're back, and this time it's not after a 3-week hiatus.
Yeah, I know, look at this.
Yeah, it's
A
getting regular
schedule.
again. Yep. Like a visit from Anti-Flow, we just keep coming back. That was graphic. I apologize.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, welcome back to the new episode.
Well, back to the new episode.
Well, it's always a new episode, isn't it?
Yeah, but welcome back to it.
Hush with your pedantic self. Good lordy. But yes, this will be a little bit different one today.
Yeah.
But we're not so much talking about LARP, are we?
Yeah, we have a traitor in our midst, people.
We do.
One of us decided to cross the streams and has tried. Sorry, I find it. This is really difficult for me still. It's difficult to me to talk about. One of us,
Shamed.
Of the two of us, has decided to try reenactment. Oh,
He can't even say it.
I can't.
He's ashamed. Oh.
For shame. It's Ella. Ella has betrayed us all.
Yep. I've turned coat.
Yeah.
We've seen the lights of wooden sticks.
Yeah, real wood.
Real wood.
Real metal.
And real actual metal. What gets pointed at you.
No swimming pool noodles here.
No swimming pool noodles here, no sir. No fear, I am still doing LARP. I don't want anyone to freak out.
No, we don't want you back.
Too fucking bad.
Too late.
You can't get rid of me. I will go and reclaim my 12-foot spear, and I will fight you with
your
that.
black powder in the corner.
I can snort all of my black powder while still throwing spell cards at you.
Glue with the rest of the reenactment lot, alright? We're going to be over here.
Where did that come from?
Sniffing latex.
Hang on. No, because right, okay. Explain to me, Charles, where eating glue came from in your little rampage there. Where did that come from?
I don't have to explain.
You do though.
To you.
No, you do have to, Charlie boy, because that was that was uncalled for.
Wow.
And reenactment is not a year 5 playpen with its fucking glue sniffing, okay? You're very much thinking of your own primary school experience there, and I feel like you're projecting.
Dark times.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it for us all, my dude? But yeah, I did turn coat, as I have for once before, for a banquet, and go to reenactment for a bit. Yeah, it was good fun though, very good fun. I still have all the bruises.
Yeah.
They have not gone away.
That's not surprising.
No, if anything, they've gotten more impressive.
Ooh.
I have many of them.
What colour are they now?
Right, so we've got really, really dark blue.
Yeah.
This horrendous shade of purple that you might find on your grandmother's rug.
Whoa.
When she's been panic buying from IKEA. And then you've got this hospital, puke yellow on one of my arms, which is it's a weird, it looks like Sharpie. It looks like half washed out Sharpie. It's really distressing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
you're really selling it to me.
Well, here's the thing. I live to serve the people, and today I'm going to be selling reenactment to you by all of the horrible actual injuries you need a
gross metaphor for every colour and every descriptor.
You really do. It wouldn't be the same without it, frankly.
Granny rug purple.
And
hospital
hospital vomit.
Green.
Exactly. I mean, none of this is anything compared to the tinnitus of having a cannon go off 10 feet behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good lord. I did not. Yeah, that's always fun. So yeah, I am now part of a regiment, an army known as the Sealed Knot. We are the King's Royal Army of good old Bonnie King Charlie, fighting the War of the Roses.
Because when you said Civil War, you hear the word Civil War and you always think American Civil War because they're very vocal about it. Don't know if you know.
They love
so
their
I was
war.
like, all right, that's interesting. Which North or South, or whatever. But then no, it's War of the Roses, the lesser known worldwide of the Civil Wars, but still very important.
Very, very important. And very long. Very, very long. In fact, a little bit ridiculous. Because obviously the War of the Roses was one of those that was as much fought in the courtroom as it was sort of on the battlefield. So it's an interesting one to fight fight with. But no, we are the Royalist Army, so we have our shouts of "Down with you, Puritan scum," which is always contentious and rather fun, especially when you're yelling it down a micro pub at 2 a.m. Yeah, and the recent one that I went to was the Battle of Newark.
Yes.
Yes, and despite being there for 3 days and having a lot of history nerds around me being pissed off of their tits, I learned pretty much exactly nothing about the Battle of Newark itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny old one with reenactment because some people care a lot about the history.
Yeah.
Like we have one guy in our regiment, the Tilliers, known as Blabbers, and as soon as you meet him, you know why he's called Blabbers.
Yeah, I can guess.
Yeah, you can infer, isn't it? It's not exactly rocket science. But bless his heart, he's really into sort of the history of it. But if he's not there, you don't really have anyone like that.
Yeah, it becomes fighting, drinking, fighting.
Exactly. It's very much it's basically LARP, but without sort of
without the magic.
Without the magic, without the ritual circles, without the person coming in, getting all up in your face at 10 p.m. going, you didn't agree with that decision you made.
Liquid.
Yeah, okay. or drink this mystery liquid after you've been hopped up on icy drugs for 5 hours. That should be fun for you. Yeah, no, that was hilarious. But that's another story. Ugh.
So, should we go, as traumatizing as it is for me that you portrayed us, so I'm curious about a number of things. Sort of,
shoot.
How does it? Because it's mainly it's battling, right? So
yes.
There's less downtime and talking than there is in a LARP. I'm assuming. So how does it differ, and what similarities are there with LARP?
Okay, so the easiest way I can think to describe the battles themselves are they're set up a lot like Empire.
Yeah.
Where you'll sort of be on one side one day and another side the other.
Okay.
So for the Saturday, we had a battle where us as the Tilliers and the rest of the Royalists were marching down the hill towards the enemy lines, and we broke from there, and then they fled back.
Okay.
And then the Sunday was the same, but we were on the other side, wherein they charged us, and eventually we fled back.
Sure.
Yeah, because the Battle of Newark, long and short of it, is the Royalists win the first one. They hold it until about the end of the war, and then the Puritans took it back by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really similar to Empire in that way, where you have two massive scraps where you're one side one day and the other side the other.
So you actually play the other side, do you? You switch. Oh no! Oh, I see.
Yeah, so sort of it's still the historically accurate other side of things, but generally you'll get to experience what it's like on the other side of the field to the other people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
From what I can imagine, or from what I inferred from my one weekend experience, anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
Here.
Fucking noob. I'm trying.
How does it feel? Because with LARP, the big thing is that you are making history. If you get what I mean, it's all new. And whereas with the reenactment, you know how the battle's going to end going in, so you know you have to retreat at this point, and there's nothing you could have done. But I mean, so how's that to play out?
Well, see, this is where it's really, really big, sort of in differentiation to LARP, I find. Because in LARP, a lot of the time, you have to account for the fact that we don't really have any solid command structure as soon as we hit the field. Like, for most of us, a lot of the time, we don't have a military unit that's functional, and you're listening to your commanders, and you have to listen to them, you know?
Hey, mate. Speak for yourself.
Shut up. You're different. But for a lot of LARPers, you don't have that stringent structure of where
the time it's every man for themselves or something like that.
Precisely.
Smaller units.
Yeah. Like, even in a big shield wall, you'll have a few people who'll, like, panic and won't understand what they're doing and run off in that direction or this direction and not stick with the conglomerate.
Mm-hmm.
Or people who want to be big damn heroes and split. But with reenactment, it's very much focused on the militaristic side of things. You listen to your commander. is the big shit of it, really.
Yeah.
So we went into drills in the morning. Every day before battle, we went into drills straight up on the field, practice what we were going to do, practice formations. And then when you're actually on the field, you just listen to the guy who has been identified as your unit commander and your field commander. And they will actually go to the other side during the battle and talk to the commanders on the other side and sort of plot out how it's going to go.
Okay, so it's kind of choreographed a little bit.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. So say a pike block is fighting another pike block, and you've got your commanders heading it up, and they're sort of at the front of the group. There will be a pike push where the two units will clash. And then either a man down call or a retreat call will be sounded, at which point the two units come back and reform. And then the commanders of those units, whilst water is being given to the pikemen, the commanders will infer and describe what they want to happen next.
Sure.
Yeah, so by the end of the battle, you'll have one winner and one loser.
Okay.
So when you're actually fighting in it, it's very similar to LARP because you don't sort of clock that that's happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah, when you're in the thick of it.
Exactly, like when you're avoiding being skewered on a 12-foot spear or smashed in the face with a musket barrel.
I still find that ridiculous.
12 fucking feet.
I thought you were exaggerating. You were like, no, it's 12 feet long. I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah, I will try and get some pictures for posting on the Twitter when this goes up. But yeah, we are not lying.
More than twice your height.
It's probably more like 3 times, frankly. Oh, it's ridiculous. But yeah, when all that's happening, you're not thinking about who's winning or who's losing.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about, I have to make this move next because it's choreographed. You are just fighting for your life as you would in those days. So it's not so much of a problem for you, but the commanders do have their specific ways of directing things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you messed around with a 12-foot pike, and also something I'm more excited about personally is the muskets that you got to use. So talk us through that one, because I kind of want to hear about it.
Okay, so on the Saturday, I was obviously using my musket.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Not being someone who owns a gun license or a musket of my own, I was with a dummy musket for the actual fight, which is essentially a huge, heavy plank of wood, which weighs the same or heavier than an actual musket. And you have sort of a dummy pan and a sort of dummy ramrod, and you get a bandolier full of, well, quote-unquote powder. They're just blocks of wood, but they look like the regular bandoliers. And then when it comes to firing a salve, which is the formation you fire in where first rank goes down on their knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And second rank compresses in behind them, which is essentially where you shove your left foot basically in between the other guy's bum cheeks, the guy in front of you, because you have to be close to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, you get your stance.
Slot in there.
You slot right in precisely, exactly phrased like that.
Nice.
And then you prepare to give fire and fire.
Okay.
And at that point, every motherfucker goes off at once, and it's hilariously fantastic.
It
because
must be.
Just it's so good. It's just the sexiest thing. Like, we look so damn good, man. We look so fucking good. Because even if you're just standing there with your dummy musket pressed into your shoulder and yelling bang, you will have 2 guys either side of you who have had live black powder shoved into the barrel of their musket and the pan of their musket, and that shit will go off like a dream.
Nice.
And it's beautiful.
So you have to have a gun license to mess around with the actual powder then, do you?
You do, but...
that makes sense. That does make sense.
Absolutely, because you are firing around public, and there's kids, and, you have to be safe.
Yeah, of course.
Also, you're firing at actual humans.
Definitely.
So if you accidentally kill someone...
It's on you.
It's on you, exactly. That can't be on the regiment. They don't have the money for that. They're reenactors.
No.
Much like with LARP, most reenactors are dirt poor.
Yeah.
Because of our hobby. Yeah. But in training, the fun thing that you can do is the lovely older people in your regiment who have their gun licenses and their lovely custom muskets can decide to give you a little break as a newbie and let you fire their musket.
I was going to say, it's an awful lot like clay pigeon shooting and stuff.
Absolutely.
You're allowed to use them even if you don't have a license.
Yeah, I mean, you can't load them, because you don't have a license. But they can hand it to you, and then you can pull the trigger, because that's not against the law.
Nope.
So I did actually end up firing one of these things, and they taught me through the firing process, which is so amazing, because there's a lot of steps, and it looks really complicated and cool, but it's so simple. And it just blew my mind how quickly these people can do it, because they've been training for years and years, and some of them have got it down to like 30 seconds. Yeah, they'll
talk us through the steps then. Like, what would you have to do?
So
I have a vague idea, but I just...
Yeah, it's quite an involved process, actually. So you have your musket, you flip open the pan, which is like the little powder basin.
Okay.
Sort of at the top, at the base of the barrel. Flip that open, fill that with a shot of powder from your powder flask, which is it's a funny old device, because it has a clipper sort of situation happening where you press it and then tip the thing upside down, keeping your finger over the top, flip it back up, and it'll have an exact measure of powder.
Sure.
You need 2 of those per shot of musket. So that goes in the barrel, flick it closed again, blow it off of the excess powder. Stay your musket, which is where you sling it down to the left of your body, and then you put in another shot of powder, put in the wadding, which is essentially like a scrap of paper, pretty much.
Okay.
And then you ram it in, which is you grab your ramrod out of the front of the musket.
Yeah, everyone sort of has seen that in media and stuff, haven't they? Yeah, where you stick a big stick down the front of the barrel.
That is the classic shot that you'll see in all reenactments. Whether they've done the first bits or not, you'll see the stick going.
Yeah.
Some people get really aggressive and like fucking jam it in there, but you're not supposed to do that, because that turns the wadding into a bullet.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a
you want to... Precisely, which is, that's not fun. You get powder burn as it is. You don't need a wad of burning paper firing at you. Yeah. So 3 or 4 times, nice and sort of gently. Don't ram it the whole way down. Get it room to breathe. Also, because it might set the powder off.
That's also true?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that one.
Exactly. Take it out, flip the stick around so you've got the non-boiling hot end at the top. Stick it back into your musket, and then you're pretty much ready to go. And when the commander says... There will be a quiz
at the end of this.
There will be a quiz. I hope you're fucking taking notes, guys. And yeah, then when your commander says fire a salve again, just slot in and do your business.
Sorry, the slot in thing.
Slot in and do your business, lads. This
Spread
is actually
your
something.
Cheeks, Bartholomew.
Spread
right,
your...
slotting in.
Exactly. Oh man, see, that was another thing. The random
do it for
shit.
Newark.
Precisely, the random shit that you can hear yelled in the middle of a fight, much like LARP, is hilarious.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my
Shin
goodness.
to sphincter, boys. Shin to sphincter.
Shin to sphincter. Precisely. Oh my good lord. The military grade heckling is fucking beautiful. Because, like, as someone who grew up in an army family as well, it's one of those things that you never quite let go. So when you hear someone
think they do
like,
that in the army anymore.
What, military heckling?
No, shins to sphincters.
Oh, shins to sphincter. I mean,
it died out with the new age guns.
Not often. But like,
each to their own.
Yeah. I won't get into some of the things that my grandpiece told me at Shrewsbury. But yeah, it's one of those things where in the middle of a battle and you hear something that sounds very much like your dad would yell, and you're like, okay. So
did you use any of your Shakespearean insults that you?
Yes. No, I didn't actually.
No.
I brought with me a Shakespearean insult generator.
Yeah.
For reference, ladies and gents, and non-binary lovelies in between. Which is essentially a little book that my best mate Tessa got me, where you can flip it open and whatever random page you land on a fully formed insult.
Nice.
And it's fucking hilarious. For instance, one favourite of mine is like, "Thou foul-scented cross-grained cur" or some shit. And it's just like, oh Shakespeare, you blessing.
They don't have to make sense, but they confuse.
They do. And actually, that was a lot of it. Like, yeah, especially in musket hand to hand. Pike block was very different, but in musket, you've obviously got a big sort of advantage if you can run charging and screaming and generally giving it all merry hell, which is pretty good fun. And we've been over this. I like a bit of screaming on the battlefield.
Yep, it's
we
both
good.
do. And
We do.
It's very cathartic.
We do like being a bit bolshy. So it was one of those lovely times, and we got charged at by the enemy yelling, London, London, because that's their regiment.
Yeah,
Bless their hearts. And one particular guy, he was fighting against me and Hannah, another lady in our regiment. And we were dressed in lads' gear, because obviously we're made to be lads in this period in time.
Accuracy, yeah.
Precisely. And he sort of took one look at us whilst we were fighting with our muskets. He goes, "Why are your soldiers so pretty?"
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And like me and Hannah just look at each other, look back at him, and just goes, "Because we're worth it, doink."
Nice.
Which
that's amazing.
It was absolutely fucking hilarious. Yeah.
One thing I'm curious about. So if they're running at you and you Shinta Sphincter salve them and you'll unload. So do they have to react by like the first couple of lines of their assaulting troops like just falling down and then the rest of them stepping over? How does that work? Because obviously you talked about the resolution in the pikes, but how does it work with the salves?
Yeah, so with a salve, you've got obviously with the pike, same with pike, you've got your commander there.
Mm-hmm.
And your commander, if you're being targeted by a musket block, will point at you if you're in the front rank or if you're in sight of a musket and say, you and you're the casualty for the next round, fall over, and then when they've reloaded, get back up and slot back in. So that happened a few times, which is fucking hilarious because you make it look good. And then when it comes to hand with a musket, which is where you're full on battering them with the barrel of this heavy wooden bludgeoning tool.
It's a club.
It's literally a club. Very specific way of holding your club, but it is a club. It will be a case of the commanders have talked to each other beforehand and they'll arrange which side will go down.
So similar to the pikes in that case.
Exactly. So if your commander comes up to your block and says, we're going to go into hand-to-hand, but we're losing, if you don't get down by the other side, you can make a good show of like running away screaming.
Yeah.
For instance. So it's good fucking fun. And unlike the pikes, there's a lot of variation to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of different ways it can sort of go. Pikes are a lot more regimented because obviously there's a lot more leeway for getting viciously hurt with a pike.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question that I was curious about. So LARP's very easy. Beyond pulling your blows and not stabbing with non-stab safe weapons, you don't really have to worry about safety all that much. So with reenactment, it's all metal and it's all wood, right?
Yep.
So how is that working with the actual combat side of things? Because I'm assuming you can't swing to kill, because even if it's not sharpened, you are carrying a lot of weight there.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big difference I found between musket and pike, actually. Because with muskets, you very much still have to pull your blows.
Yes.
The other side will let you know if you've hit them too hard, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but some very specific people in the musket block are a little bit more sensitive than others. So you could hit them very lightly on the arm and they go, ow, sort of thing, you know? Yeah. Ugh. But in the pike block, it's a very different scenario.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get the chance to pull your blows.
That's one thing, and those 12... So it's 12 foot of wooden shaft with I'm assuming a heavy metal blade at the end. Yeah,
some people have metal, some people have like the little squishy foamy bits if they're going to full-on impale people.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be wood most of the time.
Yeah, so it's heavy.
Heavy.
So how do you deal with that?
So if you're in front rank for pike, you're going to have a really good time. Because front rank or second, if you're going into a stabby scenario, I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but the one where you're shanking each other instead of going into the scrum, you will get hit with a giant spear.
Okay.
It essentially resembles what's a porcupine, because you're marching towards each other with your sticks and you just jab and then go in, and you end up as this little blob of humans with their pikes. And essentially just stab who you can.
Okay.
Wherever your end ends up at, that's who you stab.
So this explains the bruising then, because you are basically just getting stabbed with blunt metal weapons.
Pretty much. But that's not where the bruising comes from.
No?
Nope. The bruising comes from the pike push.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the bit where you have your pikes and you bring them up to, I think it's order your pikes. I'm not entirely sure on the command.
But I hope none of your commanders are listening.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what the fuck is this bitch? They'll be they know me. I'm useless. I try. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I can't remember for shit. But you essentially have your right hand on the base of the pike. Yep. You have your left hand supporting it up by your shoulder sort of area, and you bring it in very close to your body, across your sternum. Ladies, that's between the boobs.
Another slot there.
Slit. Yeah, everything is about slotting in reenactment. This is what I've come to realise. And then you get to close order, which is where you're in your pike block, and you jam your shoulder behind the guy to your right, in front of the guy to your left, and you press your chest onto the guy in front of you, and kneel down, bend down essentially, so he's sitting on your knees.
Okay, I'm trying to imagine this. Behind, so your right shoulder behind the left person on your what? So let's say one more time.
Yeah. So your right shoulder goes behind and sort of in to the guy on your right.
Okay, yeah.
Your left shoulder goes behind the guy on your left, sort of pressing him against the guy in front of him.
Okay, yeah.
You have your chest compressed against the guy in front of you.
Okay, yeah.
With your pike up against your chest.
Jesus, yeah.
With your knees bent so that the guy in front of you can sit on them.
Okay. All right.
And from there, they will say charge, which is where you dig your heels in for your fucking worth and run forward with all the gusto you can manage and ram the other guys.
So you pack like sardines and just hit them as hard as you can.
Yep. It's a pike bush. That is a rugby scrum. With more brutality.
Do the people at the front have their pikes up, or are they pointed out in front?
They have them against their chests like everyone else.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, it is a rugby scrum. You smash against the other guys. They'll have giant metal helmets on, which means if you're at a certain height, you will get a metal helmet shoved against your face, and it will probably break your nose at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, two of our unit were down at the first push because they ran headfirst into metal helmets and literally broke their faces open. Fucking idiots.
Yep.
I love them, but they know they're accident prone. And absolutely amazing. So you ram the other guys, and you're just pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to shove them back. And just the ferocity on people's faces when they do this is incredible. Like, they really get into the moment and they're fucking pushing for all they're worth. It's great.
Jeez.
And then eventually, either someone will fall over, initiating a man down call in which we all have to disperse, or you'll essentially win, which means you retreat and then you go back to order, which is where drums will bang, the guy with the banner will hold out his colours, and you line up behind him in order. And that's when you get water, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
And also you assess whose face got broken open this time.
Yeah. Let's assess the casualties.
The casualties of war. Absolutely. It's great fun. Absolutely great fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. But there is a sort of icy element actually to it, which I found interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, because sort of with reenactment, you have almost got like the OC camping and the IC camping, because you'll have us over in the OC bit getting drunk and generally being really, really fucking rowdy after a fight.
Yeah. And
then you'll have the IC area, which are the living history people. Yep.
Okay.
And these are the people who you'll see at like Bovington Tank Museum or camped out by castles, and they'll have their lovely sort of canvas tents and their cooking stoves, and like full on people in like women's gear walking around, and like just it'll be really in decorum.
That essentially is a LARP in itself.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, reenactment is live action roleplay, surely.
Exactly.
Just in general. So reenactment is a form of LARP. That's probably a big contentious argument, isn't it?
More.
I've said it now. Might have to edit that out.
Come at me, bitches. Oh yeah.
Some would say that, not me.
Yeah. Oh, don't backtrack now, man. That's hilarious. It was like straight out of Compton.
But yeah, so there are people that camp in character, and they will talk as if they are. I'm assuming, since it is reenacting a specific period, they will be pretending to be people from history, so Duke and Duchesses and barons and other such words that I can pull from GCSE history.
Yeah, absolutely. Like some of the people do absolutely do that, and some regiments are more stringent than others about it. And it's generally a quite funny thing, because I'll be talking to some members of my regiment and I'll be like, oh, the fucking real history, living history people are at it again. Can't go over there. They'll tell us off for not having our socks rolled up properly.
Yeah.
So there's a fair bit of banter. Yeah, exactly. There's a fair bit of banter, but it's all good fun.
Okay. That is cool though.
Yeah. It was a good
I'll try it
weekend.
one day.
Do it. Oh man. I would say, if your health is good enough, to the point where you think that you can, well, I don't want to say handle it, but handle it, because it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of physical intensity that's asked from you. For instance, we were fighting in like 26, 27 degree heats in full wool, and like 3 layers of wool, and a lid, which is a heavy ass metal helmet, which has a woolen fucking hat inside of it.
Yeah.
So if you're in that and you still feel like you can carry out an hour and a half to 2 hours of heavy, intense activity, then for all fucking means, come to reenactment at some point. It's so much fun. It's just a nice little break as well, I think. Like, because LARP can get very intense.
Oh, now you're definitely going to cause a fight.
Look,
the way you're headed.
LARP can get very, very intense with the icy politics and the magic, and with the, some of the gameplay can get very intense. But with reenactment, you literally just go in to fight people and fuck off again.
Yeah, I'm gonna say reenactment is kind of like LARP light.
Yeah,
it's you are LARPing technically, but you're not having to get fully into a character with your IC relationships and like discussing and what's going to happen in the world, and you don't have to worry so much about your place in the whole system because it's all laid out before you. You know that your duty to here is to die for historical accuracy in some cases, and which I can see the appeal of, because like you said, LARP can get quite intense.
It is. So yeah, if you're worried about LARP, and you think you're concerned about the battles itself, or like, I know you don't really want to throw yourself straight into the RP side of things, go to reenactment first, see if you like the fighting side of it, and then throw yourself into LARP, mate. Do both. It's great. And also,
don't listen to her. She's gone crazy.
You can knobber people with giant wooden things, and it's hilarious.
You can slot and knobber people.
Which is great fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's interesting. If you want to just do the fight or just try the fighting, do reenactment. If you just want to try the RP, do tabletop RPGs like D&D and such. And then you got a happy middle of the nerdiest that I think you can get this day and age, as doing some LARP, and once you're happy with everything.
Absolutely.
Or just throw yourselves fully into LARP.
I would suggest that as well.
Yeah, me too.
Just do the things, guys. I think it's
just do it.
Just do it. If you see something you like and you're like, you know what? Why shouldn't I? And if the only thing stopping you is why shouldn't I, fucking do it.
Words to live by.
Oh, Lordy no. Just the amount of people who I've talked to, especially at the weekend of reenactment, being like, oh, I want to try LARP, but I'm worried I'd look a bit silly. Shut up. Just do it. We all look silly.
How can you... I kind of understand if you've done Dungeons and Dragons thinking that LARP may be a step up and too nerdy for you, but if you're doing reenactment, you're already bloody there. You're already dressed up in a friggin' Morion helmet with your wools on. Like, you might as well already be doing it.
Yeah, you're already there.
You're throwing Shakespearean insults at each other.
Precisely.
Just do it.
Just do it. Exactly. Because there is a lot of people actually who have been saying over the weekend, oh, you do LARP, but isn't that a bit silly? And I was like, go
fuck yourself.
Yes. Have you seen what we're doing? Yes, it's silly. We're all fucking silly, but it's great. That's why we're here. A tad
too far.
Oh man, no, exactly. It's just it was just one of those moments of, guys, for the love of fuckery, we are grown adults charging at each other with big sticks. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Go to LARP. God damn it.
Just LARP it.
Just LARP, man. Damn. We have some very strong opinions on FMUF, okay?
Don't hold back.
We have a lot of feelings. We have a lot of feels, you guys.
Yeah, all the feels.
All the feels. But yeah, LARP reenactment was amazing. The come down is a lot harder than LARP, though.
Yeah, well,
Fucking
physically,
hell.
mentally, or...
Mentally, I was fine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Physically, fuck no.
I find LARP quite difficult. Well, not difficult, but you need a day, at least, to get yourself back into the real world sometimes, if for big, full weekend events, especially.
Oh, yeah.
Just to sit down and process the entire weekend and then be like, what is real anymore?
Especially with some of them, because like if you get really, really into RP with people and you really throw yourselves in there with some of the systems and get engaged with the plot, when plot is so fucking fulfilling that you have to take a day out, they're doing it right, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When I first started Empire, I wasn't that bad because I didn't get too involved heavily RP wise when I first started. I was still quite new to the whole thing, so I thought I did the fighting and did everything, but that was about it. So I was fine the day after that. But I think the first time I got heavily involved in role playing at a LARP was when we did a player event for our group at Empire, the Dunharth Hall. One of our members owns a small patch of woodland, so we all camped there. So we were going to visit his hunting lodge or something in character, and I got quite involved in RP in that. And then when I came back to work on the Monday, I didn't do a word of work that day. I just sat there staring into space, just processing everything that had happened, all the arguments, the discussion and stuff. And since then, now that was when I first got involved in it, and I've just been stuck in since then. And so yeah, I've now realised. Now I went through that day. The only bit of work I did was going through my booked off holidays for the year, and found all the LARPs and was like, yep, Monday's being booked off, and Monday's being booked off.
Absolutely.
Just because I was like, nope, I need a day to recover.
Damn right.
Sometimes it is physical, like the first Futures End main event I went to when it was snowing. I did need a day physically to recover from that one.
That was both mental and physical after that one. Oh my goodness. I need it. It's horrifying. It was amazing.
Well, we were talking to one of our friends, and I said, "Oh, I could have done another day of it," and they were, "I call bullshit." I mean, you were like, "No, mate,
exactly.
We could have done another day of it."
Oh, that was so funny.
I remember when because they were good, really. They got all of the players together and they asked their opinion on whether they wanted to stop that morning, play a little bit, just a couple of hours more, or to go the full day. I can't remember what all the options were. And me and you, hands straight in the air. Yep, we're willing. We want to go now. We want to keep going.
Yep, we are filthy fucking keeners to the last day,
exactly.
to the last fucking minute. That was actually something very good about the Futures Endgame team is they do take you into account. They don't sort of just let you fish flounce in the corner.
They made sure to speak to every single player to find out their opinion on it because it affects them all. They'd obviously all bought tickets. They were all heavily involved and stuff. So that was really cool.
Amazing, fucking great. We love you guys.
Love you.
We love you so much. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a different type of recovery, I'd say, because obviously with reenactment you just have to get over the fucking horrendous bruising.
You're still struggling.
Oh yeah. So from pike pushing, my sternum. Oh my goodness, was that tender? Just like the entire front of my chest. From my collarbones down, fucking killed. Because I had my pike pressed up against it whilst we were in the pike push. And then the guy in front of me was wearing plate armor.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. So getting crushed against that guy and having my hand crushed against his breastplate at one point when my pike was between.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my hand and then the breastplate and then crunch.
Armor is what causes most of my injuries at LARP because it's metal. So the weapons are safe. They don't really bother. You get stabbed in the eye occasionally. It's just a bit sore, but it's exposed chainmail on your knuckles and things like that. That's what always gets me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When it was too hot to wear gloves last event, so.
Oh man. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like I'd beaten the crap out of someone. Like my knuckles were all slightly bloody and stuff, and I was like, it looks badass, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea when I go back to real life tomorrow.
Yeah, like, is your girlfriend okay? Ah!
Whoa.
Christ.
You went camping. Is it Fight Club?
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't tell you.
Talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, no one at my work knows that I LARP, so I would be like, yeah, I just went camping.
I do wonder how long it's going to take.
Just near Milton Keynes, that popular camping destination.
Do you wonder how long it's going to take the people at your work to find this podcast?
No, I'm not friends with any of them on Facebook.
Yeah, well, you know what? One day. I'll get you one day, Inspector Bond. Yeah.
Ugh.
Good times. But yeah, literally, I felt my hand be crushed in this pipe push. And I felt it.
Crunch.
I felt it and I heard the crunch, exactly. And I was like, that should hurt. Never mind. Nah. And just kept going. Eventually we heard the man down call and we all reformed on the batter. I went to sort of clench my hand around the pike again and just felt, ow!
All fingers pointing out in different directions.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, we're going to find out what's happened under there when I take this gauntlet off, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, how many sassy pigeons out of 7 would you give Reenactment?
How many sassy pigeons out of 7? I would give a perfect 5 out of 7 sassy pigeons. A perfect 5 out of 7.
Yep, you heard it here.
Yep.
I don't fully understand our rating system, but a perfect 5 out of 7.
Dem dank memes. They run our lives, guys.
Oh, they're in my blood.
They're in my blood. They dictate my choices, Seymour. Yes, I would very much recommend that. And look up the Sealed Knot and the Tilliers and come join our stupid, crazy brigade of nutters. We are great fun and we'll look after you. Much like the LARP community, reenactors are aggressively helpful. So
yeah, definitely.
Find one of us, say hi, I want to do the thing, and we will help you out. Right.
Amazing. Yeah.
Woo!
Now, we missed out on this segment last week because we waffled on about Empire for about an hour and 40 minutes.
Like 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So, we're back with On Your Left.
I know. Yes.
This is my favourite bit of the podcast so far. Is On Your Left. So, you've had 4 weeks or so to prepare for this one. Cool. And the question was, using the object to your left, you have to escape from a high or maximum security prison.
Right. Okay. So, guys, funny story. This isn't my first rodeo. Okay. No, this isn't. We ain't amateurs up in here. We've been doing LARP for longer than a year now. Both of us have? Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. I threshed. I can't.
You had your LARP birthday.
Just ignore me. I can't speak right now.
He's frazzled. He's frazzled.
I'm shook.
He's heard too much about reenactment, and now he wants to turn coat as well.
It hurt me in my soul.
No, he's dealing with extreme moral dilemmas currently. But yeah. So this isn't my first rodeo. At Future's End 4, yes, we went to Ashmount Prison IC. It was an old correctional facility, so it was a full-on prison that they'd converted into an airsoft centre, and then the lovely people at Future's End had booked it out for LARP. So this isn't my first rodeo in a prison.
Okay.
Because those things are fucking scary, man. Seriously, they're horrendous. But I have now got insight into this particular On Your Left, because I know what to do in this situation.
Sure.
Easy peasy. The object on my left was a cup of tea. It was a cup of tea, fam. So there's a couple ways we could go about this. If it was the situation in which I found myself when we were at Ashmount that last time...
What, a superhero in a prison full of escaping mutants?
Precisely, when we were in a cheeky, high-max facility with lots of dangerous individuals coming down upon us like they wanted our blood, because they did.
Okay.
What I would do is I would take my cup of tea, go to the spot where the ritual was taking place to do some extreme fuckery I did not know about, and drink my tea and wait for it all to go horribly, horribly wrong.
Just play out Future's End by being taken to Camelot and following that plot line.
Yep. Just except for this time, I wouldn't be trying to fight crazy inmates. I would just drink my tea and wait for plot to hit me.
Okay, you really took that in a different direction, because I was implying that you were a prisoner in a real-life maximum security prison, but no, you decided to say "fuck you" and just took it to Future's End.
See, I thought about that too, though.
All roads lead to Future's End at FMUF.
All roads lead to Future's End.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to rep the system properly, haven't we?
Yeah.
We owe you guys so much.
I actually had, because I mentioned in either the last episode or the episode before, that if people came to Future's End, they could ask me and I would tell them what my favourite LARP system was. And I have actually had messages from people who go to Future's End asking me to confirm.
Oh my goodness.
But I can't say because, not on the podcast.
Bro. You've let the people on. I don't know what to say to you anymore.
No,
I don't even know you.
I've answered the people that have asked me. But
I don't even know you
will not
anymore.
Say on the podcast.
No, who are you? Who even are you? How could you?
What?
Betray our listeners like this?
What do you mean?
You're a nightmare.
I told them that if they came to Future's End, they could ask me, and I've answered the people from Future's
But
End who have asked me.
Not on the podcast. It's horrendous.
Have an ounce of mystery about me.
No, this is.
I am
ounce
an enigma.
of mystery. You got your aura of mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are the Riddler from Batman. Truly. This is what we've come to figure out.
Helicopter.
Oh shit. But yeah, I have actually thought about how to do this as a prisoner as well.
Oh really? Okay, I thought you were done. No, take two.
I've got. Like you said, I've had a lot of time to think about this now.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the thing.
So you started
got...
thinking about it literally 5 minutes ago, didn't you?
No. How dare you? How dare you call me on my bullshit like this? But yeah, so I have my cup of tea.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Well, all guards love tea. Everyone loves tea.
True. Well, I don't like tea.
Well, I have a cup of tea. Presumably, I've made myself this cup of tea somehow. Right?
Yeah.
Through some nebulous method, I've managed to make tea.
You have access to contraband.
Precisely. That is the kicker. There's the contraband tea. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get one of the guards on my side and just feed them tea until they depend on it.
Okay, this is interesting.
And then,
contraband is normally used as a currency for inmates, since they do not have access to it.
Well, this is a different... Just roll with it here. I've been watching a lot of Orange is the New Black. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, sure. I'll follow this road.
It's taught me some things besides lesbian drama, which I knew about already and facepalm about every single time, because it's just my life. For fuck's sake.
Okay, back on track.
Anyway, aside from lesbians... You have your cup of tea. You have your guard, who is now dependent on your cups of tea, which are coming from some nebulous contraband source that we're not going to talk about because I fear where that's going. You have your tea, and then one time you start not making him tea or them tea, and then they're like, "Where's my tea?" And you say, "I will keep giving you tea if you can give me the keys."
Whoa!
So
big jump.
They're at a stalemate here, assuming that they can't get tea outside of me, because they're also. Let's just assume that.
That's the big assumption.
Shut up.
that I'm...
Tea is now. I have all the tea. Tea is all
assuming... No, go ahead.
I can get my criminal contacts on the outside to burn all the tea except my one line of suspicious contraband.
Damn.
Because I'm a baddie. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this guard, this poor unfortunate guard who I've gotten hooked on caffeine and those sweet leaves.
But not too much caffeine, just like tea caffeine.
Tea caffeine.
Not like coffee.
Those sweet leaves though, bro. Okay. You know, those sweet leaves. And they are going to come and let me out of my cell. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to give them the tea and sidle out of there. Like the badass ringleader of a tea cartel that I am. And then just like, I don't know, go and sip cocktails on a beach in Miami and probably blow something up. I don't know. It's a crime movie.
Jesus. Did the mug that was filled with tea on did that say the #1 supervillain or something? Because
Yes. I Sharpied that on.
You have
day one.
Contacts able to destroy the world's supply of tea.
Yeah. I'm just a baller like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just... If you're in these sorts of situations, you gotta make good with your #1 supervillain tea and your contraband of suspicious. Where the fuck is that tea coming from? Supply.
Tea is notoriously addictive.
Tea is very notoriously addictive.
And without it, you get the itch instantaneously.
True.
Withdrawals are a bitch.
Totes. And it's a fun fact actually that tea is supposedly more browning to your teeth than coffee.
Oh, it's even detrimental to that guard's dental health as well.
Yep. Have fun dealing with that dental program, NHS.
Fuck
Boom!
You. That's why you were in prison. Yeah. Jesus Christ, you're the worst.
Grafting. I'm a dick. I'm the worst. Probably invented the motorcycle drive-by whilst I was in there, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man. Should have stayed at Ashmount, clearly.
I have no words.
You're so
Bravo.
welcome. Yeah. I will take my bow here and adjourn to the sunset with my contraband supply. We're not going to talk about where the tea
we'll
came
leave that
from.
one where it lay.
Yeah, because that again could get very nebulous with how you sneak contraband tea into prison.
In your sphincter.
That's what I wasn't gonna.
I mean, we've been talking about buttholes this whole time. All right.
You were the one going on about nuance, my man. Okay.
Nuance.
Don't you bring this down on me. Your aura of mystery is what led us to this sad situation. All right. Don't you do this.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
So, I think I bossed that on your left. My 2 on your left. You're welcome.
Yeah, you answered it twice.
I did. One was on theme because it's LARP, and then the other one was just, me being a villain.
I thought we were a reenactment podcast now.
Look, don't you be salty at me. This was your idea.
When we first discussed this podcast, we were talking about it, said it would be a LARP themed podcast, and we'd talk about our experiences of LARP, and when we went to events, we do little highlight video or podcasts and whatever. But nope, I was led astray.
Look,
one of us was led astray.
Don't you bring your heartbroken little face into this? Don't turn me into a Judas
like a violin.
How dare you?
As I'm saying that.
I have my tiny violin. I have a tiny violin playing for you right here in my supervillain hand. And I'm going to now smash it against the desk, my tiny violin.
Emily, if you're listening, play me violin. Play me sad violin.
Emily! Oh my god. Yes. You're super talented. You're great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Right, anyway. Aside from fangirling over our friends' amazing talents. We have some questions to ask.
Yeah, you were the organised one this time. And you managed to collect the questions. And I no, you have told me the questions. I have prepare answers, so we'll go on the fly.
Oh shit, that's good. Wait, didn't you have questions as well?
I had a question.
You had a question. Do you want to start with your A question before I move on to my 5?
Yes. It was just the one question that I found. And it was a Yahoo Answers question. I don't know who asked it because I found it 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit.
It might be on my phone. But the question... Oh, bollocks, I'm going to have to find it. I know the idea, but the wording was very important.
Okay. We shall wait with bated breath, people. Play some elevator music on your computer now whilst you're waiting for Charles to find it. Charles, you can't play your own elevator music. Let the people have elevator music freedom. Oh, shit. Okay.
Open with photos. Yes, phone. Okay.
Okay. Cough.
Okay, this was asked by BMX for Life.
Oh, well, good. Hello, BMX for Life.
And the question is as follows.
Right.
Is there a spell to become a mermaid that actually works?
Oh, man.
I would like to know if there is a spell available to become a mermaid, one that works. I'm asking people that believe in mermaids. Don't say things like mermaids don't exist, because I take this very seriously and I find it very offensive. All caps. Please help me find a spell. BT dubs. I'm also a witch. Full stop.
Wait, was that in the actual question?
Yeah, that was the
what?
question.
Oh my god. I love it. No, that's great. Okay, so what was it? BMX lover... What?
BMX for Life.
BMX for Life. Okay, BMX for Life.
So we're not allowed to say that mermaids aren't real because they find that very offensive.
No, mermaids are clearly very real.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly and obviously. Yeah, they're, as a fellow witch of the persuasion, of the craft, I can say that of course there is a spell that makes mermaids exist. Like, just you can turn yourself into a mermaid any old day, my dude. I don't know why you're worrying about this. Easy peasy. Easy freaking peasy.
Sure.
What you do?
Sate my curiosity.
Well, shit, I'm gonna have to think of one.
What you do is you find you cover your lower body in blood.
Yeah.
And you swim out into the ocean. And you find yourself a shark. And you climb in its mouth up until its teeth reach your belly button. Until its central tooth slots its way, slotting back to slotting. The word slot is uncomfortable, isn't it? Into your navel.
Oh man, the episode is just going to be called slotting.
As its jaws clamp, not quite bisecting you at this point, but locking you in place. To the untrained eye and from a distance, and with the distortion of the water, you probably could pass for a mermaid.
I mean, if the person was also blind and well, deaf because of the screaming, but
mermaids can scream.
Mermaids can scream.
Try your best to sing like a siren.
Are they a banshee mermaid? I mean, they could be a banshee mermaid. You don't know. You don't know their life story. Is what I'm saying.
The mermaids are often mixed with the lore of sort of sirens, aren't they? They would sing and sail to death. So it's a form of singing.
Very true. And
screaming.
I mean, screaming precisely. And I mean, is it bad that as soon as you said cover your legs in blood, I thought, oh, Navari blood magic?
Yeah.
Oops. I mean, there's that. Or you could go and find a D&D game, alternatively, and find a sub-race, because there are those that then you do a bada bing, bada boom, you turn yourself into a mermaid. You're now a D&D
I don't
sub-race.
think you're taking this person seriously.
I am taking it deadly seriously. I take my RPG tabletops extremely seriously.
D&D is a fantasy role-playing game. Fantasy being
how dare you?
Unreal and not of the. It is a fictional world, which is very much against what was explicitly stated in BMX for Life's description in their question. That if you claim that they are not real, they'll take great offense, and you should get the fuck out of their chat room.
Charles, are you suggesting that? Are you suggesting that I'm not actually in real life a level 5 rogue?
You're
careful how you answer.
No, of course you're fucking not. There's no way you're a rogue.
Contention debate.
Wait, did we do this in our first episode? What classes we thought?
We did.
You ain't no rogue girl.
How very dare you?
You were a ranger.
Yeah. Although to be honest, rogue, ranger
are different classes.
Very similar skill set.
How dare you?
Very similar. You have a multi-class in both.
Leave
you
Moon
have a
out
boat.
of this.
I will not leave Moon out of this. Moon is part of this discussion. You cannot stop him. But yes.
I don't have a spell, but I do have a wiki how on it. There you go. Blood shark.
Blood shark. Blood shark. Amazing. Wriggle. Don't get bisected.
Or is it wiki how, or is this a life hack? I'd say this is a life hack.
I'd say this is definitely a life hack. Or like, it's the last life hack you'll ever need.
Jump into a bonfire, you'll warm for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Jump inside the mouth of a great white and you are a mermaid for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, we're awful people. Oh, please.
I think it works.
Yeah, I think that's great. It's fantastic. We're gonna leave that one there now because I might actually die of laughter. I'm sorry. Oh god, BMX for life. You are truly a person of note, and you will be remembered in the annals of history. Well done. You are now a mermaid just by saying that question and making us answer it.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home, dear God.
Or
please.
even in the ocean.
Especially not in the ocean. You can try it in your bathtub. In your bathtub, that'd be really funny. But like in the ocean, maybe not. Well, shorter anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We have. I'd say we have time for one more.
Oh, one more. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Damn. Oh gosh, I have so many to choose from now. Now this one was funny, and I think we should answer this one because it's very prevalent to me going and getting myself beat to shit at the weekend, and also
not this one.
How we get ourselves beat to shit every weekend that we're LARPing. So this was on the subreddit LARPing, posted by You Shadow Lass 1 month ago. And the question is, help me explain, why do we like suffering so much?
So that's sink in.
Yeah. We're just going to take a minute and digest that, I think.
So I saw this when she sent me a screenshot, and I saw that the first few words were, I can describe myself as an in-game masochist.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yep, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Do you want to take it away?
I don't know.
Go for it. Go crazy. Say what you think. Words, word vomit.
In LARP, you tend to do things that are heavily detrimental to the health of your character. And I don't know if I have a reason, really. Maybe we're all just really fucked up. And it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel so called out right now.
Oh man, exactly. I mean, because I sent Charles the screenshot for this because I saw the question and essentially just did, the gif where the guy like grabs his sternum and reels back and goes like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
It was that essentially.
Call me out so much.
Just, I came here to be attacked and I'm having a really good time right now. What the fuck, man?
It's tough. I mean, the serious answer is because it's it's like D&D. You can do things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. Taking examples from Critical Role, you can teleport into the stomach of a black dragon and think, yeah, why not? But in LARP, you're allowed to fight against 40 orcs at once, and which you can't normally do when you work in an office job Monday through Friday. And therefore, you just can. You do it because you can. See,
do it because you can.
That what if curiosity. What if I did try and fight 40 orcs at once? You die. That's what happens.
But you'll die gloriously.
Yeah, like a Dornish person.
Like a Dornish person. We're not going to go into that. No. They know. Who am I kidding? They fucking know. You know who you are, guys. We're calling you out. Here.
I don't know. It's difficult to answer. We just do. It's a weird thing. Everyone... I don't know. They talk about it in the TV show Westworld. They say how tragedies make the best backstories because they feel more real, and I've taken that very much to heart. In every character I make has a harrowing and traumatic past,
for sure,
and it helps shape the character a lot more. And then I guess on a similar vein, I'm really trying here. On a similar vein, having traumatic experience in game are also the most believable.
Oh god, yeah. Like we've talked about it before on this podcast, how having a traumatic experience I see in game is fucking butter to us LARPers. We love it. We love that shit.
Unless you don't like butter.
Unless you don't like butter and you're lactose intolerant, in which case, I don't know, get some margarine or some shit. Like some lactose-free margarine. But
isn't margarine still dairy?
Lactose-free margarine. Lord it! We'll just get some, I don't know, what's a nice thing that everybody likes? Everyone's allergic to stuff. Criminy. Tessa, I'm calling you out here. You're ruining my
Get some
analogy.
Margarine, lactose-free margarine.
Get some lactose-free margarine.
I just want you to realise what you said.
Just like scoop your hand in and just lick it out, and that's what we do at LARP.
Jesus.
We margarine the LARP, man.
Grab the grease woman.
Yeah. It puts the lotion on its skin. Right, so why do we like suffering so much? I would say because it's the catharsis of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's the catharsis, it's just the intensity of being able to feel such intense emotion in a space of time with people who you can then go and get a drink afterwards with.
Yeah, it's like a safe space.
Exactly.
In the purest form.
It's intense emotions where those intense emotions won't come back and bite you, like in a bad way that you don't want the juju from when you're trying to like live your best life later on. So I think that's definitely a part of it. And it's just like, it's a good environment in which to experience things that you normally wouldn't, like you said. Like for writers and things, it's fucking invaluable. Because a lot of the stuff that we're writing about as fiction writers of like fantasy and sci-fi, we'd never be able to go through that shit. You'd never know what it's like to have a 7-foot alien tower over you with 2 swords and go and scream at your friends who are trying to save you. At LARP, you can get that. You can do that. It just happens, man. And it's amazing. And I see it's terrifying and it makes you want to shit yourself. But OC afterwards, you're like, man, that was so cool. I really want to go and thank the people who set that up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's interesting you mentioned your friends saving you and stuff, and that's another part of it. You get yourself in these shitty situations, your friends have to help you get out of them. You build, even though, sure, it was their character saving your character, but you're building up a friendship and a relationship through experiences that you can talk about afterwards and laugh about. Oh, remember that time that I almost died? Remember I was bleeding out of every hole in my body? I had blood pouring out of my eyes, and
you came in
good times, knee slapping moment. But
brilliant!
It's a horrific experience that you can laugh about afterwards.
Exactly,
it's invaluable
great.
And rare.
Yeah, absolutely. Because LARP is very much a team activity. It's a team game. We're all in there together in this crazy ass world, trying to make it real together. Like a character is in a way a set piece of the world, you know? So like people rag on people who make tragic backstories or whatever and be like, oh, I'm gonna go and get the backstory, Jen. But it does make it more real and immersive when you're having a heart-to-heart with someone and they're telling you about, I don't know, their parents who died tragically, leaving them alone, and you're like, oh shit, man, me too. And you have like a moment, you end up getting really close to this person that you didn't know sort of much about, and it really prepares you for those social skills in life where you meet someone and you can relate to them. Just it's a great exercise in empathy, I think.
Oh yeah, for certain, definitely.
Oh man, I love it. I fucking love it. It's great. So that is why we fucking love Suffering, because it's great for empathy. It's great for team building, ironically, and just it's just good fun. It's just fucking fun.
Yeah, for sure.
We totally are masochists, but it's fucking fun. So come join us, because it'll be hilarious. And, you know, like, we'll pour some fake blood on you. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lactose-free fake blood.
Lactose-free fake blood. Oh, my goodness. It is one of those moments, though, where you're sort of looking at the ingredients to fake blood, and you're like, oh, is that in there? Okay.
Oh, it says here real blood is an ingredient.
Oh, shit. Pig's liver? Damn. Where'd you get that from? It's good times, though. But yeah, I think that, is that all we've got time for in terms of questions?
We're just over an hour, so...
Oh, man, well, good timing then, Dave.
You fucking waffled about reenactment for...
Look.
Forever.
Look.
We've been through this. At this point.
Nope, never. This has been Resident Filthy Keener 1 of 2. Doing all of the shit that you expect from Filthy Keener 1 of 2. This is not new to anyone at this point.
Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Thing 1 and Thing 2. We really are. Yeah, that being said, thank you guys for listening to another episode of FMUF. We will be back again with our regularly scheduled fuckery.
We'll try our best.
We do try. We will film that as soon as possible. We love you all. Thank you for listening. And see you around, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Bye.